Sunday early broadcast. We are looking forward to having a very special guest today that is going to be joining us from India. And so it's just going to take us a minute to be able to get her in and get her going. But before we do that, let's just do a little bit of housekeeping. My name is Stacey Sheriff Simpson. I'm the host of Pageantry Now. Pageantry Now is all about positive pageantry and being able to share the good things that happen through pageants. The things that you don't see on TV and the things that you don't see the day after a pageant, you know, the bloopers from an answered question on stage, or the controversy about an answered question on stage, or perhaps, you know, even the toddlers and tiaras reality TV shows that you see. We're all about trying to be able to show what positive pageantry is about and what amazing women are doing and men are doing around the world using a crown to be able to open doors and to be able to change the world. So with that being said, I'm looking to see in my audience if hey Julie, how are you? Hey Noise, how are you? Thanks for coming back. Let me see. I'm going to try to see if we can get our guest to come in. I'm super excited that she's going to be able to join us. Hey, Hamed. Hey, Tony Ross. How are you? Thank you for joining me. My name is Stacy. Okay. You can ask me as long as it's PG rated, because our show is clean for 13 years ages and up. You know, you ask her. Totally an independent situation and totally up to the person that, you know, you are interested in. Hopefully they are interested in you as well. Oh, thanks, Noise. I appreciate it. Thank you. Julie, how are you doing? Are you still in? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, this worked a minute ago. There she is. All right, let's do this. Without further ado, the amazing and talented. Oh, Maddie, what happened? Oh, nice, thank you. Yay!
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, how are you? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just say that two married women can figure out technology. You know, what are we, 20,000 miles away? Something,
yes.
No, maybe not that. It's something like that, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, really far, but
really
figured it out.
Really far. Oh my gosh, you look amazing. Oh my gosh, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Stacy.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Like, this is so exciting for me because we've only had one other international title holder that's been on You Now.
Wow.
And that was from Canada, so it wasn't quite as much of a time change trying to get it coordinated. Right. We did try to do it with one of the Miss Universe girls from Mauritius, but the challenge that we had was that she didn't have a good enough Wi-Fi. So, well, anyways, please do me the favor of introducing yourself, your title, if you want to do titles.
Yes.
And go get the other crown too, because I want you to show them that one if you can. Oh my gosh.
So sure, of course. Of course I do. So hi, I'm Maadhuri Sharma. I'm Mrs. Cosmic 2017 and I'm Mrs. Earth International 2016 and I'm Mrs. India Earth 2015. So that's about it.
Yay! No, that's fantastic. I mean, I think it is so, so cool that, all right, you're going to have to tell me a little bit about Mrs. Cosmic because I'm not familiar with it. I am very familiar with the Earth system. So,
Yes.
and let's just talk a little bit first about what got you into pageantry and what made you decide, to decide to compete, and then to win a national title and then an international title. Well, international titles back to back. Tell me a little bit what inspired you to do that.
Stacey, for me, I look at participating in pageants that gives me a bigger platform because I help empower women. I help raise funds for women in my country, to educate women, to do a whole lot more with it. So a national title and international title gives me a bigger platform to be able to do my work on a larger scale. So that's what actually got me into pageantry. For me, I have been into media for the past 20 years. I have my own show called Living It Up with Maadhuri, where I talk about health and nutrition. I have been a model. I've done ramp. I've done TV. I've done it all. So for me, pageantry was an extension of that because you are very sure of yourself. You're sure of yourself on stage. But I think it brings out the best in you. You get a wonderful sisterhood. I have some of the most amazing friends I've made all across the world. And I have sisters all across, and I just love them. So that was one of the joys of pageantry. And where it concerns Mrs. Cosmic has something to do with a cause which is very dear to my heart, with education, with literacy. And I believe women, if you have one literate woman, if the woman in the house is literate, the entire family is blessed. You can raise the consciousness of your entire family. And that's what Mrs. Cosmic stands for literacy, for education, for empowerment, for encouraging women, something that you, me, and all the women out there really, really believe in. Yay!
Yay! Hello! Thank you for fanning us. We appreciate it. And by the way, guys, if you guys could do me the huge, hey, Pop-Tart, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you would be also kind, I see that people are giving us likes. Invite your fans. Please capture moments for us. We're trying to be able to share Maddie's story and be able to get some visibility out for Mrs. Cosmic and for anybody that
Yes.
are crownies and are royal crownies. I will put on my official crown for a moment. There, my crownie is on.
Oh,
There you
yay!
go.
That's so pretty, Stacey. It looks lovely, gorgeous. Yay!
Yeah. Well, I am the reigning Mrs. Accomplished International. So I was Mrs. Florida,
Wow.
then Accomplished American, and then I won the international title in March. So,
Wow.
so you know, I mean, but I mean, it's not like your programs and the programs that you've been involved with. So, I mean, I guess it is though. It's very platform based. It's
Of
based on
course it
creative
is.
service.
Of course.
So, you know, so
No, of
you
course
live.
it is. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're an accomplished woman and you're talking to accomplished women and you're showcasing their work. So that's brilliant. That's amazing what you're doing. Honestly, it's an honor to meet you.
No, I mean, and for me, this is so important because we don't get to see the positive parts about pageantry. We usually only see,
Right.
you know, the bloopers that you see after the pageant where someone missed an answer on stage or, you know, someone fell, or you hear the controversy about how their answer was, or, you know, here in the stateside, I don't know if you guys have it in India, but we have huge amounts of reality television that are about, you know, about pageantry. And I think that really works to the disadvantage of being able to highlight what we're doing. For
Right.
most of us, we got involved in pageantry because we wanted an opportunity to be able to share our
Good.
stories or share, you know, our volunteer, or to share, you know, whatever our platform is, and being able to hopefully help the people around us.
Yes.
And I think that's really, really huge. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. It's one of my pageant sisters, so she's on watching from Missouri, right? Julie, sorry, I can never remember. So
Hi.
we need to work on male comprehension. Oh no, you sis, be nice. But what Maddie is saying is that by empowering women
Yes.
with literacy, it really is very, very true that that by helping women to be literate, they are passing that on to their entire family. So
Yes.
if a young woman is literate and is well educated, then the assumption is, okay, making men understand women, that's a whole nother show. Sorry, we would have to go into divisive for that, and then there would be some very. I mean, I don't know. I'm married and I love my husband and we get along great. So I don't know about you, Maddie. How about your relationship? You've got two children, three children.
Yes, I have two beautiful girls, and I'm also in love with my husband. In fact, he's been my support system. He's been the wing beneath my wings. I said that on stage at Mrs. Earth International in Vegas earlier this month. And I don't think we could achieve anything without the men in our lives. So I do thank all the family. I thank all the men. I thank everybody who's been there to hold us, to support us. I think most of us cannot accomplish and get all that we want without support. So yes, male support is very important. But I think, Stacey, you understood me exactly right, that today if a woman is educated, she's able to educate the entire family. She's able to stand as a support system. It's very important, especially in India, where the literacy rate is very low. And
Right.
yeah, and to be
But
able to get rid of poverty, to be able to get rid of corruption, the entire cycle, it's very important to have literacy in India, in rural parts of my country. So that's where I'm coming from. Yeah.
No, and I understand that, and I think most Americans, and the majority of our viewers are Americans, although we do get quite a few international people that'll pop in. It is so true that we don't understand, how affected other countries are by poverty and by violence
Right.
and by the sheer population. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate. Good morning.
Thank you, Juliet. Yeah.
So, you know, it really is about being able, especially like you said, in the rural areas where many
Yes,
people don't have running water, where many people don't have the
they
ability
don't. Yes,
to have Wi-Fi. I mean, to have a computer, to have a phone. I mean, those are
absolutely.
basic food and water are a challenge. So being able to empower those women and bring them the power of being able to educate
Yes,
themselves and educate their families is extremely important. And I don't think that what you've been here in the States now a few times. Was it
yes.
really overwhelming coming to the States and seeing you know
Uh, no, actually, Stacey, for me, I have been a traveler and I've traveled all across the world. So coming there and seeing things wasn't that overwhelming for me. Most part of where I live in, we do have the amenities that you all do have, but I work with women and with families which are in rural parts of my country where the monthly income is $10. So I work with such families where there's that level of poverty. Thankfully,
wow.
and yeah, where I live, it's not so bad. But I think the difference in the level from which they come from and which we come from is very great. And I think the only way to get out of that is to educate the children so that they can go on and earn a better living for their family. So that's where I come from.
No, and that's fantastic. And I believe that that's really truly what we, you know, I I believe that we should really work together. I think if we work together to
Yes.
help each other and to be able to be cohesive and for us to, I quote Ellen DeGeneres all the time, and I say, be kind to one another, but it's so true. There's so much
There
that
is.
pulls us apart, that if we were able to start to be able to help people that were in need wherever we are, even if it's somebody down the street living. I mean, for us, we don't have
Absolutely.
the quite the homelessness and the situations that happen, but it's that kind of thing to that, because I know in parts of India, I mean, there's 1.5 billion people that live in India. No, yes,
A lot more.
more than that.
Lot
Is there
more.
really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
we have
gosh.
what's called an overpopulated country, and that's another thing where literacy comes in. Because if you have a literate woman, she'll stop at two children, but if you have an illiterate woman, they'll have five, six, seven. Uh, Sorry, Stacey, I don't know. This is M.R. Raghus. Thank you so much. What a sweet comment he wrote. Ishi, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was so sweet. Yes, thank you.
That
Thank you for
is,
fanning. We
thank
appreciate it.
you.
Okay, go.
Yes,
So, but
yes, that is the sweetest.
1.311
Yes,
billion as
absolutely.
of 2000. Okay, so I said 1.5, so I wasn't totally off. And you're from
Yes,
Canada. Okay, so I wasn't. I mean, because I know China and India kind of go head to head between who has the highest
right,
population, and it kind of depends. So,
right.
I'm like statistically speaking,
Yeah,
but when you think, I mean, you think about the magnitude of that is
yes,
that, but not only if you get one person that is is literate in a small village, then not only is it
yes,
just her children that she can help, but it's also the village's children that
absolutely,
she can help.
absolutely.
And that's
Yes,
extremely important to be able to bring that kind
yes,
of, I mean, just basic education, being able to read, being able to write. Here um, we have a huge desire to empower young women to go into STEM, technologies, so that they are better able to provide for themselves. Because young
right,
girls here are kind of discouraged from being able to go into the STEM areas. So science,
right.
technology, and mathematics. So uh, how do you feel that your job in bringing literacy to people will affect younger girls that are in your areas? And are you really looking to help elevate that level of education as well?
Definitely, I am looking at elevating that level of education too. In fact, the trust that I do work with, which is called Light of Life Trust, we actually start with primary school education, then we move on to secondary school education. Now, once these children complete their education, that's their till 10th standard. In India, we have till grade 10, that is school, and then it goes on to college. We do help them with technical education. We help them choose their careers. We help them getting a career that will earn them enough money. And we do help at the colleges also. So one of the children from our trust, they went on to working in the aerospace academy. They wanted to learn flying, and well, they couldn't manage to, but they managed to learn how to become an air hostess, and they got a job. So I mean, whatever the person wants. We had a child who went on to working and getting into an engineering college. So whatever
Fantastic.
their yes, I believe in all of that. I believe whatever their choice is, whatever their passion is, follow it and get a good salary where you can earn and sustain your entire family. So
Fantastic. I
that's
think
what,
that is
yeah,
phenomenal. There, we have something here stateside, and if you do have people that are able to get to Wi-Fi or have access to Wi-Fi, it's free of charge. It's called
oh wow,
Khan Academy, and it actually
wow,
is free education with YouTube videos that come up to teach from the basic levels of math, science, reading. It's actually a school that's an
wow,
online school that was developed by a gentleman here in the States, but he's Indian. Um, and
wow,
and he makes it's a free platform for education. So
right,
if there's any way that you can get access for these women, or share access to the internet with them, it's
right.
Khan Academy. And it
Thank
may
you
be
so
Khan
much, Stacy.
Academy. It may be KhanAcademy.org. I put .com, but it may be .org. So, um, but I mean, honestly, my husband and I, when we first heard about it, we had seen a TED talk on it, and we were blown away by the idea that someone was offering free education to people, especially because not everybody learns the same way, and
Absolutely.
it's really geared towards children or younger adults because it has like a game theory idea behind it, so you level up. So
Right.
it encourages them to complete tasks and level up, and then go on to harder tasks and be able to level up. So it has that mentality. So it gets children involved in being able to, you know, win at learning, which I think is super, super important. So there you go.
Wow, excellent. Thank you for the information. I am going to share it with my school, with all the people that we do help in, and it's really lovely that people are there to help. And I know a lot of these people have a lot of dreams and aspirations, but they don't have the financial backing to be able to do that. And if some of us can just, join our hands and help them, why not? So,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, fantastic. Okay, so Mrs. Cosmic, your platform is literacy. You just
Literacy.
recently gave up the title of Mrs. Earth International. So tell me
Absolutely.
a little bit about Mrs. Earth and the Mrs. Earth program, so that we can share that
Right.
as well.
Yes, absolutely. So the Mrs. Earth program has to do with conservation of the earth and precious natural resources. And we don't have much. I mean, we're all, I think, abusing the earth, and I don't think we're going to leave much for the next generations to come. So Earth pageant and the Earth system has to do with Earth awareness, and I think that is a need of today. That's a need of now, and that's also a thing which is very close to my heart because we just have one earth. We don't have a
Right.
couple of them that, oh, yeah, oh my God, I think our time is out here. Let's move to the next planet. No, we only have one planet. So let's make the most of it. Let's really take care of the earth. And yeah, that's what the Earth program is about. And I was very proud to be part of the Earth family. It was my first international title. Mrs. Cosmic be my second. Yay! So yeah. So I love that. And yeah, that's about the
No,
Earth
it's
system.
fantastic. I judged Ms. Earth, Florida, United States a few weeks ago,
Wow.
and
Okay.
got to meet Kristen Chucky, who just won the title of Ms. Earth. So
Yes. Yes.
and she's the state director, so it was really fantastic to know that you got to spend time with her, but you got to see her when she was crowned as well. So I was like,
Yes.
yay,
Yeah.
go Las
And
Vegas.
Chucky, we spent time together in Vegas. Yes, I remember. Really lovely girl. Bright, bubbly, chirpy, sassy, great fun.
Not like you at all. Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Not at all. I mean, I can't
So,
believe you have two teenage daughters, right? How old are your daughters?
yes. Yes. The younger one is turning 13 this year, and the elder one is turning 15 this year. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You don't look a day over 25. So there you go. All right. What is your
Thank you.
favorite part? What's your favorite part about doing pageants?
My favorite part of doing pageants is
Uh-huh.
what I said earlier of making the sisterhood because I found some of my best friends in pageantry. And if you stick to the part where the girls are good, supportive, encouraging, I think you can make wonderful friends all across the globe. And I've had some of the girls come and visit me. I've gone and visited them. And we've just formed this lovely sisterhood where we're there to encourage one another, there to hold hands. If somebody's doing something new and puts it up on Facebook, we're all like, go girl, go for it. And that's what I love about pageantry. Of
It's a
course,
real
there is
sisterhood.
real sisterhood. Yes. Of course,
It's a
there
real
are
sisterhood.
girls who don't encourage you and yeah, they get into those negative and competitive things. But honestly, that's their journey and that's where they're coming from. And well, I guess that,
Yeah, I
what
mean,
can I
and
say?
I think it's different. I think it's different. We were talking about this last week, I think,
Yes.
on the show where we were talking about moving from MISS competition to Ms. or Mrs. competition. I'm going to
Right.
cough. Hold on one second. And how it changes the feel of competition as well.
Right.
Because I've been competing off and on for like 35 years. So I've done
Wow.
teen and Miss and then Mrs. and Ms.
Right.
And my I think that the biggest thing is that as you get older, you really start to develop those friendships and those relationships a lot better.
Yes.
When
Yes.
you're younger, your focus is on the prize, not
Yeah.
necessarily what the crown does for you or the responsibility of the crown. You're looking at the sparkly going, I want the sparkly.
Absolutely.
And then you get into it and you realize, oh, whoa, this is a whole different thing than I thought it was. So when I was Mrs. America worldwide, 2004, and I didn't realize that I was going to be on an airplane, like, all the time. I traveled cross country.
Right.
And I mean, now I'm very good friends with several of the Miss USAs and a couple of Miss Universes as well. And, you don't recognize that, you get on a plane 2 hours after you get crowned and then you go wherever they tell you you're going to go. And that's your life for 365 days. Now, luckily, I think that as Mrs., we don't quite have that level of responsibility because, we've got families and jobs and, that makes it.
Absolutely.
You have to have balance in being able to do it. So I think that makes it a lot different. Yes. But I know that with, there's a lot of controversy about, Miss Universe and people asking questions about the United States and why people needed to know about the United States if they were from another country. And I'm like, because whoever wins is going to be on an airplane in 2 hours and living in New York in 20. So. Yes. So, what countries have you visited? What's been the most inspiring country that you visited?
I didn't visit so many countries for my pageantry as I visited on my own. I love traveling, and yes.
But you've been to many countries, so it doesn't have to be about pageantry. Just in general, what country inspired you best? I mean, most. And what did you? Thank you for inviting your fans, Ethan. By the way, I appreciate it. And for those of you that are on and are fans, please invite your fans. We're trying to be able to move up a little bit, and if you can capture moments and you want to be able to share our lovely Mrs. Cosmic's story, then please do. She's wonderfully talented, extremely well educated, very articulate, and has a heart of gold, and we want to be able to share her story.
Going straight from my heart, Stacey. Such a sweetheart.
Thank you. All right, so yes, again, favorite country or most inspiring country that you visited?
I don't know whether I have a personal favorite. For me, I enjoy each country that I go to. There's a special thing about each country that I visit. I visited Japan in May with my children, and I love the entire traditional feel that they had, the cultural feel. I love the food. Oh my God, Stacey, the sushi and the sashimi.
Don't tease me. Oh my gosh.
So I think each country, when I travel to Italy, I love the tiramisu, I love the cappuccino. I think I'm a foodie, so I just love the food. I love going and seeing all the different, I love sightseeing. So I love seeing all the different places, the cultural value that they have. I don't know if I have a personal favorite. Each country has something very special.
Well, I mean, I think it's just like when you meet a person, everybody has a special quality that makes you like them. So it probably makes it hard to be able. I didn't mean to pinpoint you, but I mean, I just thought, I would ask because unfortunately I've been to Canada and the Bahamas, and I don't think that really qualifies as traveling outside of the States. Really, it's not just visiting a. I mean, for me, I lived in Michigan, so I traveled across the bridge when I was in Canada, and I was like, okay, that was cool. Let's go home.
Right.
And the Bahamas, was like a 2-hour boat trip, and I was like, okay, it's like being in Miami. Can we go home now? I mean, not that the people weren't wonderful, and not that it wasn't fantastic, but it, my want is to go, overseas, and I would love to go to India, but I'm afraid I would be really overwhelmed because
Stacey, I would love to have you in India. Yes, I would love to have you over. So please come, and I could show you around. I had my sister Queen, Rachel Fikes, visit me and live with me. I'd love to have you over.
It would be, I mean, honestly, that would be like a dream come true. So there's a good possibility I'll be going to Mauritius. So maybe I'll see if I can get a connecting flight that connects through India.
Oh, yeah.
So I can spend a couple of days and then go to, I mean, because I know that if I fly to Mauritius straight through, it's something like a 32-hour flight. So
Oh my God. Yeah. That is far.
I'm like, okay, I don't think I want to be on an airplane quite that long. So anyway,
Yeah.
so what do you think has been your favorite part, like, of the actual competition phase? So if you were to say, is it evening gown? Is it interview? Is it your community service projects? Is it swimsuit? What is it that is your favorite part of being able to show up and show out? So
I think my favorite part of the pageants is interview. And maybe because I won Mrs. Best Interview at the Earth pageant. I love meeting the judges, talking to them, and that's where you get a one-on-one time with the judges, and they can find out how you are as a person. You can talk about yourself, and I think that's one of my favorite parts. I do love the service part of the project too, where you can actually put your hands in the mud and earth. We put our hands in the mud, we planted some trees. I love that part too, but I think interview is my sweet
yeah, I
spot.
know. I was really surprised with when I was judging Earth, because interview is 4 minutes, and I thought, how can I get to know
Yes.
a contestant in 4 minutes? I
Yes.
want to sit and I do 30-minute, 60-minute interviews. I'm like, and I'm good at firing off questions generally, but it's like, okay, I have to ask short questions, and I think that that's harder for the contestant to have things come
It
back
is.
fast. So,
It is.
and
But
being able to
what I
tell your
do,
story. Go ahead. You
yes,
do
but
it.
what I do believe is, yeah, if you have clarity of thought and if you're very well put together, in 2 minutes you can just convey what you want. In fact, very often they say that if you just have 30 seconds in an elevator with the CEO of a multinational company, how would you introduce yourself to be able to form the first impression? So I believe 4 minutes is, wow, a lot of time after 30 seconds.
No, I guess I absolutely agree. I call it the elevator speech, but it's so
Yeah.
true that
Yeah.
I think, and I think it's so important as well, because when you develop those communication skills, it helps you
Absolutely.
in every part of your life. It's not just
Yes.
in pageantry. Those elevator speeches become how you I introduce myself like that
Absolutely.
in business all the time, except I'm usually
Absolutely.
talking to 3-year-olds. So I walk up to the 3-year-old and start speaking to them, and the parents are like,
Oh,
why are you talking to my child?
so sweet.
Well, my background's in education. I have my master's in behavior modification for children that have autism.
Wow.
And I own a gymnastics company, and I've been an owner of a gymnastics company since 1996. So we use gymnastics in combination with education. So we do it in kind of a Montessori method of teaching. So we let the kids
Yes.
learn
Montessori.
as we
Yes.
teach them in an easy way. So anyways, that's enough about me. All right, so what would you like to tell the world about
So
you?
wow. So no wonder Mrs. Accomplished is your title.
Well, I think the accomplished part comes from more my story. I was diagnosed September 11th, 1996 with terminal cancer. I was given 8 weeks to live.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my
that
God.
would, yeah, and that clearly I overcame that. I've had 2 other kinds of
Wow.
cancer since then as a side effect from my original cancer. And then in in 2010, I was diagnosed with heart failure as a side effect from my chemotherapy. And
Oh
then
my
a
God.
few months later, well, I guess a year later, I was hit by a truck riding my bicycle training for a triathlon. So,
Damn.
so
Damn.
I've traveled a lot doing all of these crazy things, sharing my story. I got into pageants again as an adult to be able to tell my story of survival and to let people know that, regardless of what new name, Lucky. Yeah. Lucky. I don't know about lucky. I think that we always try to decide if it's lucky or if God is just going, let's see. Natural things haven't worked, so let's try something new. And then my brain goes, what did I do in another life that made this happen? Karmic
But
retribution. What did I
wow,
do? So,
wow, what a story, Stacey. My
isn't that
God, what a
crazy?
life.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I
so,
love the name Lucky. Yeah.
lucky. I'm lucky. Well, you know what? You know what I am is that I'm very blessed. I have amazing people that
Yes.
surround me. I have amazing friends. I have a fantastic husband who is there all the time. Um, no, I know what I did is what kept me here, not caused the issues. I agree. You're absolutely right. The reason I'm here is because I have a purpose and I have a story to
Yes.
tell. And so, we just keep telling it.
You have a
So,
story to tell, and I think you're able to bring out what stories other women have to tell. So we can all help, inspire, empower, encourage one another. I think that's the main purpose of pageantry, and you're able to bring it out of people. So,
absolutely. And that's
yeah,
really why I decided to do this, was because I really wanted
yes,
to let other people share their stories. So,
absolutely.
what would you like? Because I know it's late for you, and I'm so sorry. What would you like to share with everybody about you, about your system, about your life that will help them be inspired and want to be like you, or be a better them, whichever it is that you think they should be. So,
I would tell everybody that to follow their dream, follow your passion. It's never too late. I met Mrs. Australia right now in Vegas, and she's 55, and she came third runners up. So I believe it's never too late to follow your dreams, your passion, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you like, go for it. And that's one of my speeches I said on stage, and I played as for my last video, that transcend all negativity and follow your dreams, follow your passion, and voila. That's the secret to success. That's been my inspiration, that to follow what my heart. So,
great. And
yeah.
how does your husband feel about all of this crazy stuff? I mean,
My husband is actually really encouraging, and he's always told me that go for it. He's always been there to clap his hands, to be there to encourage. And I do wish and I hope that most people have that kind of support system. I've had a wonderfully supportive sisters, children, mother-in-law. They've all been here for me. I mean, when I leave my kids and I travel overseas, I need somebody watching over them. And they really are. They're wonderfully supportive friends. And I think that if you're a good person and if you give, if you do in life, you do get it around back. So I do believe in karma, and I do believe to be a good person, because somewhere or the other, someplace, it always comes back.
I
Yeah.
absolutely
So,
believe that it absolutely does, and that's why I just I believe that today is a present. It's the present. You open it
absolutely.
up, and you might get Cracker Jacks, but it might be the most unbelievable day of gifts that you will ever have. But you never
Yes.
know unless you open it up. And
Absolutely.
so, and for me, these moments are spectacular, meeting amazing women who have such amazing stories and such inspiration. I think that is, I mean, honestly, when you messaged me and you said you wanted to do this, I was shocked and stunned, and I just thought it was fantastic. So I'm grateful that you would want to do this and that we could do cross continent. Oh my gosh, crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh my gosh. All right.
Yes. Cross.
So how do we find out about the Mrs. Cosmic pageant? Is there a
So
website or?
there is a website, and you can go on Facebook also. There's Mrs. Cosmic Pageants. In fact, they have a sister pageant too called Mrs. Maximum that deals with health and nutrition. So both these pageant systems, I think um, Mrs. Cosmic is due to happen between the 23rd and 27th October in Florida,
Oh,
23rd to
really?
27th.
That's where I live.
Yay! Oh,
No, are
yay!
you
Stacey, you
serious?
must come. Stacey,
Oh
you
my
must come.
gosh.
Yeah, that's the following year, 2018. So I will be speaking to Melissa, and Melissa is the one who runs the pageant, and the owner is Ginger Martins. She's had a double degree in education, double masters. So you must come, Stacey, the following year.
Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic. That maybe I can judge. Oh, okay, we talk about that. Well, we'll message. We'll message.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
And if they want to be able to find you on social media, how do they find you?
Mrs. Earth International 2016, Maadhuri Sharma, Maadhuri Sharma, Sharma.
Oh my gosh, such a I mean, it's a mouthful, but I think
it is a mouthful. So you can call me Maddie for short.
I was going to ask you, is Sharma a really common last name in India?
It is.
Yeah, I thought it was. So I was like, and at first I thought I was spelling it wrong, and then I was like, no, it's Sharma, and I was like, okay, it's got to be very common. So I was like, okay, there you go.
It is very common, and I love the way you pronounce it. So good, Stacey. Wow.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, parting thoughts. Like, what do you want to just impart on us before we leave?
Sorry, I didn't get that. What?
Okay, what would you like to, like, your final thoughts? What would you like to share with everybody before we finish?
My final thoughts before we finish would be that to live each day as it comes, to live in the present, not to, I meditate every day, so I do believe that take each minute as it comes, live in gratitude for everything that you have. And I believe with so much negativity that's going around in the world, with terrorism, with all these things, I believe in transcending negativity and to remain on the positive path, to form bonds like I formed with you, Stacey, and follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
That's what
fantastic. That is expect nothing except everything. Absolutely.
I love that too. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's true. And I absolutely agree. It's so fantastic to meet like-minded people that have that same idea, and hopefully if we get everybody together and we can change the world by just simple ideas about being positive and being able to, like I said, be kind to one another. So there you go. Well, thank you so much, my love. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful that you were able to come on. Tell your husband and your children thank you, because I know we took time from them as well.
No, not at all. Thank you, Stacey. It's been my honor for you to have me on your show. And I love meeting all the fans over here. And I love meeting Nois and Neoma. Sorry if my pronunciation's a bit off. But it was a great show. And I loved everybody's comments. Yeah, I loved everyone. Big kiss to everyone. Big hug and kiss to you.
It will be available on YouTube on PageantryNOW, so you guys can go back and watch it and share it. So if you want to share this with somebody else, you can look for it there. I will do just a quick sum up at the end, and I'll give you all the information so that everybody can be able to see it and be able to share it as well. So, and then you can share it with your friends, because I know they were planning on watching you in the morning, and it didn't work out that way, so I apologize. So, but now we know.
I think it worked out just great. Yeah.
It was perfect. It was supposed to be this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, my love. Many kisses to you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for having you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, what a fantastic show. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Maddie, for being on the show. At Maadhuri Sharma. I know, I say it right, I hope. Or Maddie for short. It is a great honor to have you on the show as Mrs. Cosmic 2017. And for those of you that are not fans, please fan us. You can be able to see our show. We usually do them on Sundays. During the summer, we will do more because it's pageant season here stateside. So we have quite a few more people that are wanting to be on the show and sending me requests to be on the show as well. But usually on Sundays at 5 p.m. Clearly, we were cross-continental, so this was a little bit different situation with her being in India and here and me being stateside. So you can look for us usually on Sunday evenings Eastern Standard Time at 5 p.m. Our next show that we have planned is July 9th with the Accomplished American program, which is the program that I come from, where our director will be on, Heather Clark, who is my best friend besides being my director, and she's going to talk about the Accomplished American program as well as the Accomplished International program, and how you can get involved if you decide that you would like to try to do a pageant that is not based on how you look on the outside, but who you are on the inside, which I think is what beauty is all about. If you want to share this broadcast, you will be able to see it on our YouTube page, which is PageantryNOW Media. You can look us up online on YouTube. We also have a Facebook page, which is PageantryNOW, Instagram and Twitter, PageantryNOW, and we do our interviews here online, and then we also do live interviews at different pageants live. So we were at Miss USA, Miss Universe, Miss Teen USA. So we have different interviews with several of the women, and other systems too. We don't want to just highlight the big ones. We want to be able to highlight all of the things that happen in pageantry and give everyone that's a title holder wearing a crown an opportunity to share their story. So again, PageantryNOW Media on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PageantryNOW. And if you know somebody that's title holder and they'd like to be on the show, have them send us a message, and we'll see about that. And then I will see you guys next week. Again, next week we don't have a show because it's 4th of July weekend. So you guys all enjoy yourselves. Hashtag be kind to one another. At the end of the day, that's what's most important, is that we are trying to be able to help each other and assist each other and give each other positive props and be able to show what's good going on in the world. So that's what we do. With that being said, thank you so much. I'm Stacey Shiro Simpson of PageantryNOW. I am the reigning Mrs. Accomplished American, and that is a wrap.